stage, please.
Y'all know who y'all got in the building.
Hey, what's up, party people? What's up, family?
My sister is in the building.
Happy New Year, 2022. I'm back.
We missed you,
Did you miss me?
Oh, my God.
Sometimes I wonder, am I missable? Am I?
What? Am I the drama?
Just tell me. Just tell me. Tell me.
You.
Oh, say it again. Say it again.
And they missed you.
I missed you too, sis. I'm so happy to see you. You're looking great in 2022.
Listen,
I mean, you were looking great in 2021, but in 2022,
they say double for your trouble.
Double.
Yes, two. It's double for your trouble.
I love that.
And you got your pink and your red.
Yeah,
and you always bring a little.
I'm just doing a little pop of color today.
Yeah, we're trying to pop some color. I got a little.
I see that.
Color.
Now, can you just tell me what's going on with this jacket? Because I just love it.
This is my exchange jacket.
Okay. Well, let me just. So, if you guys don't know, I styled Deb a lot of times
yes, you did.
for the show.
Yes, you did.
For her photo shoots.
Yes, she did.
And this is my first time seeing this jacket, so I don't know who spoiled you.
Really?
But tell me the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dia made this jacket for me.
Okay.
Shout
out to Dia.
King Dia.
Collection. It's really beautiful. I love it.
So, babe, she made this for me probably like 3 years ago.
It's beautiful.
At least 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it has let me see if I can stand up just
Let me see.
So it has the exchange.
Oh, I love this in pink.
And then I have my
the
brand,
praying hands, she prays. Okay,
right?
I love that.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yep,
it's gorgeous. Very, very. Yep. Bomb. Drop the bombs. Drop the bombs.
I would do them with my sneakers.
Very cute, sis.
I'm kind of cute today. And I'm feeling like a girl because I'm never.
Well, you're in between sometimes with the tomboy look, and then you bring it out. But sometimes, Deb, you bring out the sexy though.
Every once in a blue moon, I'm not, as Amber would say, I'm a tom girl.
Okay, tomboy. No, okay, not tom.
Not tomboy anymore.
Okay,
she calls me a tom girl.
Okay,
so I'm trying.
You bring out the sexy.
I'm trying.
You know what I think it is too? I think it's your hair.
You like my hair?
I love your hair.
I'm in love with it.
It's like, it's
like me.
It's beautiful.
It's like in between locks and curls.
Yeah,
and
I think it's
just
beautiful.
Thanks,
you're doing a new thing. Well, God is doing a new thing.
Yes, He is.
So
this is the evolve season.
I love that.
This is the evolution, and I'm gonna keep on growing. I'm trying to work on. I don't do makeup too much.
No, but I love the lipstick, and I can see the lipstick, and I can see a little bit of mascara.
Yes.
Yeah, and less is more.
I know.
Yeah, less is more. For those who are beautiful, aka Deb,
I love you, babe.
less is definitely more. So I think you look great.
Oh,
I do, and I'm just happy
to. You always know.
I'm just trying to, keep up with the exchange and the evolution of the exchange.
Yes.
But I'm doing good. I feel good.
We missed you.
Yeah,
we missed you a lot.
Thank you. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I talking about that today?
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I can share.
You can share
a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. You wanna start? So, let's start with your share first.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. This is evolution, so I don't want to stick. I don't know. I don't have a script like that anymore.
You don't?
No. Let's talk about your hiatus.
So, my hiatus, I think, came on the heels of, everybody was kind of stuck in this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And during the past year and a half or 2 years, I think we all were kind of in a state of reflection. So when we have to be inside and we have to be home and we have to kind of sit with ourselves, I think it opens up an opportunity for us to really look at ourselves,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And for someone who was always moving, going, shaking, helping, doing for others nonstop, and then the pandemic hits, and then all of that stops. Or it transforms into something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Then it kind of gives you time to kind of be with yourself, and you realize that there's a lot missing that you have not been doing for self.
Wow.
Because you've been, giving so much of yourself to others. And we talk about this all the time,
yes,
Deb. I mean, this is not a secret,
I know,
right?
We're very similar in that. But
we know.
You know that I think that you are top tier of that. You have a different tier level than I
know.
You do.
I know.
You do.
I know. I do. So my ministry, and I've said this before on the exchange, is to really love the hell out of people and to serve people. And one of the reasons why I came to this kind of ministry is because in the New Testament of the Bible, I'm a Christian, y'all, and I love Jesus Christ, okay? I just please know that this is my walk, this is my talk, this is the way I live my life. But I'm so fascinated by Jesus always kind of moving and shaking in the New Testament. So everywhere he's going, he's blessing, he's feeding, he's touching, he's blessing, he's healing, he's always doing something for someone else. Yeah. Very rarely do you see him resting. And then even when he is resting, they're waking him up. They're waking a brother up. Like, all right, we're about to die. We're about to sink. Yeah, like, can you wake up? Can you help us? Do you not hear what's going on? Do you not see what's going on? And so, my life is modeled after constantly doing for others, almost to my own detriment. And that's not what Jesus called us to do. At all. It's really not. Let's be honest. And whether or not you're religious, it doesn't even matter today, although I want everybody to know and come to the knowledge of Christ. However, it doesn't matter. This message is important because for those of us who are givers and who are always kind of serving at the service of others in a way that depletes us, we really need to figure out, one, how do we get replenished? And two, what is missing? So there was a void for me for a good 6-month period of things that I knew I was supposed to be working on and doing, and the list is long, Deb, that I did not, and I'm still trying to work out and still trying to do because I've been at the service of others and never, ever at the service of myself. And God did not, your ministry should not kill your spirit.
Say that again, sis.
Your ministry should not kill your spirit.
Can we share though with ministry? Because I think so often people think ministry pulpit.
No. Okay, yeah. So let me. Okay.
So just clarify ministry.
So ministry. So for me though, there is an intersection there. Yeah. Because my ministry is a ministry in the church, but also my life's work is ministry.
It's ministry.
I believe that everything I do unto God, and so everything from my profession and my vocation. To my friendships, to my marriage, like it's all connected and it's all ministry.
The exchange is unto God.
It is. Okay.
It is.
So whatever that is for the listener, today, it's really important that they see that as a ministry. Your work shouldn't have to feel like work.
Yeah.
You should wake up and love that thing.
You know I do.
You should
You know I do.
You should wake up and want to just do that thing. Yeah. And if that is not your reality, then we got to figure out, I'm not saying quit your job today.
Don't quit your job yet.
Okay, wait. Let's be on record saying do not quit your job today, but put yourself in a position where you can wake up feeling good about what you do every single day so that it's not work, it's not your profession, it's not your career, it's what you love.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing right now.
Yeah, this is what I love.
So I wake up loving my job because it's a ministry. And not that there's not politics and issues and challenges, but I wake up ready to serve my students, ready to work with the faculty and my colleagues, like with a fresh new beginning that I feel like God gives us every day. But I'm depleted in that.
Yeah.
I'm depleted in that. And so I had to really look at how do I negotiate or balance wanting to serve others. And there's a feeling that I get because I do that. We have to really look at that too. We'll talk about that a little bit.
I was just saying, let's go back to that. Yeah.
But how do I negotiate and balance wanting to serve others and then still serve myself in a way that helps me to be a better server, a better person, a better mother, a better wife, a better, worker, whatever, a better minister? How do I do that? And how do I make up for all these things that I'm not doing in my life that I'm supposed to be doing? Sis, when I tell you the list is long, if I started the list today and disclose, I would just cry because there's so much to be done.
So, babes, where did you start? So when we're in the pandemic, you are reflecting on
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And you get this view and say, oh my God, I've been overextending in all these areas
Yeah.
or leaving me off the list, I like to say. And
Yeah,
I love that you said that.
That's it.
I had a class that there was an assignment in this class, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, I think, and if not, for the new listeners.
Yeah.
In one of my classes, they said, write a list of everything that you're responsible for.
Right.
And maybe a class of like 25, 30 people,
Right.
and nobody had themselves on the list.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. I was like,
Leaving me off the list.
The list.
That's exactly.
Yeah. So when you said that, that's all I was thinking is you write this long, you just said, you kept on saying list. That's what made me think about it.
And I'm
you
a list writer.
Me
like
too.
everything.
I got a plan.
Shout out to all the people who plan their lives months and months in advance. That's us. We love lists. You know, we like to check things off the list.
Itineraries.
Agendas, even for vacations, girlfriends.
Child.
Yes.
She is she takes the pressure off of me. If Tamara's there, I'm like, I don't have to write anything.
The lists
Tamara's made it.
Don't include us. Left off our own list, and no one to blame for that.
But ourselves. Yeah. So where did you, you realize I'm not on a list. What do you do at that particular point?
So,
Other than crying, because that was my reaction when I realized.
When I realize I'm not on the list, then I start to create a list for myself.
Okay.
That includes a lot of things that have not been completed or that were left unattended. I'm talking about, I'm still trying to finish my dissertation. This is 4+ years in the making, okay? I'm talking about financially, paperwork and stuff that, like, I needed a living will. You know, things that, like, God forbid something happened to me or Khalil, we still don't have that, right? So I'm just, and I don't want to get into all my business, but these are important things that, you know, if they're not dealt with and something happens, then it could be total chaos. Right?
Yeah.
You know, finances and things of that nature, you know, setting up different accounts, making sure that, you know, we were ready for our daughter to be able to go to college in London. We weren't ready. You know, so everything came crashing down. And I was like, okay, this is because my energy is always elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I love having my energy elsewhere. You know, there are times when I don't want to think about what I have going on. It's almost like an escape for me.
I was going to say, is it avoidance of what you have? Does it become more overwhelming because it's your stuff versus somebody else's stuff?
I think so. But I'm that one, right? So I want to be behind the scenes. I want to do, you know, I call it the secret service. Like, I want to be in service in secret.
You are the lady in waiting.
I am the lady in waiting.
That's what I call you, but I don't tell you.
I want to do for others and like, I want to celebrate others. I don't want a big birthday party. I want a quiet birthday party on, you know, with me, myself, and I on the side. You know, like, I want to do big things for everyone else, and very, very...
Where do you think that comes from, though? Like, I get the service part, but where does that come from of not... So, and I am a person who has experienced you, right? Experienced you, also watched others experience you, and how much, how hard, how big you will go to make someone feel that way. Yeah. So what, I guess, doesn't make you want to make yourself feel that way or feel like...
Yeah, I don't think I need that. I don't need it. If I'm getting it from other people, I don't need it. I remember when Khalil and I first started dating, because I think he and I have this same thing. We looked up, like, we were trying to, like, self-diagnose. like, what are we in the DSM book? You know, like, what's going on here? You know, like, what is it that the feeling that we love to get by serving others in that way? And I'm obviously 10 times worse than Khalil, but I remember that this term came up, or this phrase came up, called approbation lust.
I never heard it, but explain.
And
is that me? Like, no. Am I the drama? No, I'm just...
But immediately people hear lust and like, oh, dang, like, what's it? You know, like, it's like, so approbation lust, from what I remember, is the desire for the approval of of people.
So is that like people pleasing?
It's not people pleasing, but for me, it's people serving and wanting them to approve of the service that they're getting. In a way that, it could be as simple as this. So when I was 8 years old, I remember I was cooking full meals for my family. My mom and my dad got divorced. It was just me, my mom, and my brother. And I remember that she was hustling, like going to work early in the morning. I remember I had to, take care of Tyrone and make sure that he got off to school. Hey, Ty, shout out to Stocky Ponds. Make sure he got off to school. Make sure when he came back, he had his homework done. A full meal was cooked. And mommy got home and all she had to do was eat and go to bed and start again the next day. And I remember the feeling that I used to get, sis, of seeing my mom come home, take off her shoes. All she had to do was wash her hands, sit at the table, eat, get in that bath, and relax. And I remember watching her go through the house in full peace, knowing that she would come home after all this, the divorce and everything that she had to go through, that she would come home to a warm meal, her kids bathe, homework done, things are complete, and all she has to worry about doing is waking up and going to work the next morning. And I watched her. I watched her so carefully. And as I watched her, like, in a corner, like, I would sit, my mom to this day will tell you that she used to watch me watch her eat at the table, and she would just be eating by herself. And I just wanted to just see the pleasure. Like, I wanted to know that she was comfortable, that she was pleased, and that made me feel like, okay, I'm approved. Like I'm adding value. I'm giving something to you that is worthwhile, that you need, that's, lightening your load,
money
that money can't buy. And so when I would see my mom in that place of like comfort, I was like, oh, this is my life's work. So that people don't have to experience hell. Like going through there every day, right? Whatever I can do to lighten the load or to make people feel at peace or to make them more comfortable or to serve their needs. And I'm not just talking about like material-wise. I'm talking about you feed the spirit, right? You feed the soul, and I think that's kind of where that comes from. I feel approved in that.
I think I have,
and that's that love. So that's that approbation. But you want that feeling so much that you're willing. But it's at our detriment, right?
Oh no, it has been.
So that lust piece, that's no good.
Yeah.
Like I want that. I want that feeling. I want to. My coach might call me irreplaceable the other day, and it made me feel like, yes, I want that.
You desire that.
I want that. I want to feel like I am irreplaceable, and
you are irreplaceable, but no.
So what's what's the
for me? I can't talk about nobody else.
I love you,
but I'm saying no, you are.
But I think we have to look at our motive, and our intent, and we have to make sure that it's not at the detriment of ourselves.
Yeah, I think one of the key things about giving in that way, and even desiring to have that feeling, is who you're giving to. Because I do think you will experience, which I know you experience, people who will just take.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
Because either they're not used to getting, or they feel like, hey, that's just who you are, and that's how you've always treated them.
Right.
But I do think, and even our relationship, I won't let you, I think there were stages in our relationships where you gave me a lot more because of where I was, right? And what I was dealing with and going through. And I just think when you give that to the right person, if they're in a good place, or maybe they have the same thing, because I think I have a similar, you know what I mean?
You absolutely have. I mean, like spirits, like spirits.
Right? So I think I have a similar, so I won't allow you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always thinking about you because I'm conscious
you're the same.
of how.
Yeah. But there are a lot of people who aren't.
Yeah. So
and they're like, take.
Yeah.
And I know kind of now who the takers are.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that to an extent, right? So my students are takers. There's not much they can offer me to help me with whatever I got going on.
Yeah, because...
But they're takers because that's the nature of the relationship, right?
Yeah.
Student, right? Advisor, mentor, whatever, faculty. That's
who you are in
that's
that
who I am
relation.
in the relationship. But they do take a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Right? Out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? Or I'm sure you're working on this because we're talking just the pandemic. So you just, hey, I have identified what it is.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Now I know that I'm depleted. So then how do you balance that and put boundaries in place where you don't deplete yourself?
Good. Right.
And you are able to give to the...
So I took a page out of your book.
Okay.
And you know this. I mean, the listeners don't know, but I shut down for a good 2 months.
Yeah.
And when I shut
it's okay,
down,
y'all.
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to take
Master
a break,
shut down.
take a sabbatical, not answer your phone, not respond to texts right away.
Yeah.
It's okay to prioritize yourself.
Yes.
And
it's not selfish.
It's not selfish. It's self-care.
Yeah.
It's not selfish. And I think I had to come to that realization that I'm not being selfish. I mean, I remember seeing a theme that said, really take note of the people that go hard for you because this is the generation of selfishness.
Yeah.
People are walking around and all they're doing is taking and worrying about themselves, being very, very self-centered.
Yeah.
And so really do take note of people who are at your side and who show up for you, et cetera, et cetera.
Check on you.
Who check on you regularly. Check on your strong friends, guys.
Please.
Because
send
sometimes...
them the eyes.
Let me take a quick break here. So whenever I'm out of reach or I haven't been in contact with Deb, she'll just send me these eyes or these memes of people peeking out the grass.
Checking. Yes.
Or, just checking on your strong friends who always seem to kind of have it together when, deep down inside, they're breaking down or falling apart. And I appreciate you checking on me like that because a lot of people, they just, all right, Tamara's, hasn't been on or we haven't seen her. And
she's good.
She's good. And sometimes, for the most part I am, but there are times when I'm not good. And I appreciate you acknowledging that, okay, something is not right. I'm going to give you your space, but know that I'm here.
The pickups is always just like, hey, I'm here. If you need anything, here I am.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking.
So I guess I had to suspend what I felt at the moment about self-care being selfish. And even if it is selfish, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I go hard for people. And I know I show up for those I love. And I know I'm always at the service of others. And I know that if I'm not at my best, then I can't give my best.
Yeah.
And sis, you already know I'm a perfectionist, okay? If I'm coming through, I'm coming through, okay? It's not going to be halfway nothing,
through.
Right? I'm a perfectionist.
And she's coming through forcefully. Whether you want it or not sometimes. I love that, though.
I just want to give my best to everyone who deserves it.
Yeah.
And if I can't be at my best, then I need to look at that and I need to work on me.
Yeah.
And so I took 2 months, shut everything down. And even now, to this day, that helped me, right? I don't need to respond to every text right away. I think people get used to you kind of being...
You teach people how to treat you. You do. And I know that's people are like, I don't want to teach people. No, you are always teaching people how to treat you.
And that's not a bad thing.
It's not.
No.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You teach people when they can call you.
Yep.
You teach people how you respond to them. If it's like, oh, if I, send this text, I'm eager to get that response back because you've always done that. And you teach people how to treat you. And we have to be careful in that.
The other thing, too, and Khalil and I were just having this conversation the other day, I'm learning how to say, I need help.
Come on, child. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God.
I'm learning how to say I need help. And I'm learning how to let go of my ego.
Is it ego though, babes? Because I feel like you're great at, because you will always tell me
ego.
I need help. Look, I'm just saying, you will always, you can identify like, hey, you need help, even when I say that I don't, because I have, I'm normally a giver. I'm more comfortable in giving. I'm learning and continue to learn, which you've been a great teacher of how to receive, right? But you being able to ask for help, you be like, no, I got it. So what has been?
I always have it. There's nothing, and part of this is like, I feel like there's nothing I can't do.
Me too.
Tomorrow, if I wanted to become the president of these United States,
you would be a great, yes.
I'm just letting you know. Move over, Biden.
He needs to go anywhere, but that's a whole nother, Lord.
I would be the president of these United States, but I mean, I don't want to, but I'm just saying that I feel like there's nothing that I can't do. So I got it. And that's a really dangerous way of kind of operating in life. I think so. I mean, I know a lot of people feel, I'm an independent woman. That individualism or individualistic kind of attitude where we don't need the collective, to me, is a very, very dangerous narrative.
It's so dangerous.
And I don't want to introduce that here except to say that I need you.
Yeah.
You need me. Yeah. Like we need each other.
We do.
And I can't pretend like I don't. And that's where I think the ego comes in. You say, is it really ego? Maybe unconsciously, I think it is ego.
It is.
I do.
Maybe it is. And I asked that because I've gotten more comfortable, even with doing stuff for the podcast. Like, I was doing everything, right? So even coming into the studio is a transition because it's like control, I feel like for me, of like, okay, is it going to be how I'm going to do it? Because sometimes you feel like I could have just did it myself.
But see, so let me give you an example of this. Khalil's mom called and she's like, listen, we're getting older. We got stuff in the attic that needs to go. Can you guys come and help? And I'm like, well, how much is in the attic? They have a really big house, lots of stuff in the attic from years and years, 50 years of just collecting stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm thinking, all right, me and Khalil, we can go bust it out. And I'm like, no, I got all these students who could come and help and volunteer with their young bodies.
Babes, do you think that goes back to the, what did you call it? The lust?
The approbation lust.
Approbation
lust. Yeah. Obviously, we could do it, Khalil and I, and, his mom would be so happy with me. And, maybe, I don't know. But eventually in my mind, as I was reflecting, I got students. Why can't I just call them up and
ask them to help?
And I did. And they were like, absolutely. Whenever you need us, we'll come today. We'll come right now. We'll come in 2 minutes. We'll go, right? Because, there's that.
All that you do.
Going back to season 1. Reciprocity.
That reciprocity.
So before though, I wouldn't have even thought to call on them. I don't want to bother them. But they bother me all the time.
We love the students. They are so sweet. I love them.
They're my heart.
I was gonna say, I know they're your heart.
They're my heart. But they bother me all the time and don't have any problems about calling me. I mean, all times of the night, email, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just need one thing. Out of 365 days in the year, I don't ask them to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's okay to ask for help. So I've been doing it now more in my marriage. I'm like, and that is another thing. Like, I would take on so much of the responsibility in the marriage. And finally, I'm just like, listen, Khalil, I need help. He was like, thank you. Thank you. He said, sometimes for you, it may seem like it's common sense that, there's something that you need that I should know that you need. But he says, sometimes I really don't know. He's like, I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And it seems like you've been able to manage. Sometimes you're high anxiety, high stress, and then he goes, I'm like, all right, relax, okay?
Yeah.
I am, though, because I have so much going on. But he said, thank you.
For asking.
Thank you for asking for my help.
So listen to the listeners. All you got to do is ask for help.
And don't be afraid to say those exact words. Listen, Deb, did I not call you one day? And I was like, I just need help, sis.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what do you? I said, I don't even know. Sometimes you don't even know what you need. I just need help. Please come.
Yep. And that's all it takes.
That's
Because,
it.
I'm in the car.
That's it.
I'm like, what
I
you
need
need?
help.
Is it
Just
in
come.
person? Do you need it here?
That's it.
Am I going to stop by? What's up?
And those exact words have been freeing for me. That and no.
Girl, that's
That anointed word.
No, the complete sentence.
Period.
No, with the period.
Not a comma.
Maybe
Not a semicolon.
exclamation.
No.
No.
I remember one of the pastors at church years ago, I can't remember her name, but she preached on no being an anointed word.
Now that's good. I don't remember that one.
No. And how you're not expected to do everything. That sometimes those things that you're like involved in or wrapped up in, you have no place in, no business doing.
That's a good word.
So no should be your response to some of this. Or redirect people. At my job, I always tell my staff, I'm like, listen, we can say no, but we have to give a recourse, right? We have to give them options. So we don't ever let a student come in or a faculty member come in and they ask us for something or they have a concern, we just say no. And that's it, right? It's like, no, we can't do that, but here's what we can do.
Yeah.
No, we can't fix it, but let me get on the phone with someone who can. No, I can't be there, but did you check with Deb? Deb will show. Did you check with Deb? Did you check? Let me give you a list of people who ain't doing nothing. She ain't recording for the podcast today. She got 2 strong boys at home who could, help you move in. No, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny. So I took a personal development. I'm in a mentorship and a coaching program, and we did a whole section about no and ways to say no.
Yeah.
To people, because I think somewhere, I guess, I don't know if that's in my childhood. I don't know where it came from.
Ways to say no.
But ways to say no, and ways to say no.
Yeah.
And there's a whole list of, where, like you said, you give people other recourses in that, but not necessarily just, hey, no, I can't. And in some cases, depending on what it is, maybe I don't need to explain my no.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like we said,
just
that's
no.
it. It's just
just like, no, I'm unable to do that at this particular time.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Or what I've been doing now, too, in addition to no, is if I can do it, then I set my boundaries, right? So a young lady who I have been friends with now for about 6 or 7 years from Christian Love reached out and was like, oh, we want to have a virtual day party. We miss each other. But I was like, sure. And she gave some time that was at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, sis, I'm okay. When you get to be about 40 something, right? All right, your bedtime is a little earlier these days, okay?
Yeah.
So 9, 10 o'clock at night is not gonna work for me because I'm gonna be asleep.
Let me tell y'all. So I just want you to know, Tamara has been always, anyway, you always been going to bed early before you was 40. I just wanted people to know. And now it's
getting worse.
It's getting worse. But I understand.
Years ago, I would have been like, sure, no problem. 10 o'clock at night? No, midnight even? Sure. Why not? Let's do it at midnight. And now I'm just like, no, wait. Say what you want.
Yeah.
Say what you want that accommodates and works for you. It's okay. So because I'm always, whatever you guys want to do, whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to, whatever time you want to go. You want to take the bus instead of drive the car? Let's take the bus.
And daggone well you don't want to be on the bus.
Why can't I say what I want?
Yeah.
No, sis, that's not going to work.
Is it fear of not getting it? Because I feel like I had not said no or not kind of voiced my, I don't want to say opinion, or what I wanted in certain situations because I just felt like I wasn't going to get what I wanted.
You want everybody else to be
happy.
Happy, comfortable, peaceful, mama at the table eating her dinner.
And what about you?
Right. So now it's no or redirect. I can't do it at that time, but here's what I can do. And then it kind of comes back to that, loop back to what you were saying about boundaries, right? And knowing what your boundaries are, right? I can't do that time, but I can do this time. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay.
Yeah.
We can hook up another time. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a a colleague who texted me the other day for the first time of the new year, and she said, hey, Tamara, I tried to call, but of course your voicemail is still full. And I'm just like, good. My voicemail is full on purpose.
Because you're
Self-care, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not changing that to accommodate you because you want to leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
You can text me. There are other ways to reach me.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to go through 100 voicemails of people who leave voicemails for me who want to leave 60-second or more long. Deborah, Faith,
Look,
Perry.
I leave voice memos.
Okay, but the messages are too long. And now that takes up time in my day. Time for me. I could be doing something else.
I apologize.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Public service announcement. My voicemail is full on purpose. Okay, baby? Okay. And I wanted to tell, she's a colleague, not a friend. So I wanted to say, boo. Yeah. Listen. My voicemail is full like that because of people like you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that my voicemail is full and again I cannot leave a message. Again. No, you'll never be able to leave a message. As a matter of fact, I'm calling Verizon and I'm taking that feature off. But I had to do what I needed to do for myself. The voicemail is full on purpose. So no one can leave a message.
Yeah.
No one.
I don't even think I ever left you a message.
No. You do what you do. You do 2-hour voice notes.
It's not 2 hours, y'all. I feel like I'm having a pocket podcast. I'm getting better. I usually track. I am.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
When I send people,
because you sent me the longest audio notes, and when you sent me,
there's something. It's like built up. That's what I need to work on.
Well, you're not worse than one of my coworkers on my staff. We call it spam. Like she'll spam audio text you. So it'll be, hey, how are you? Yeah, so I was thinking, and then it'll be like 10 audio notes, and they're like maybe 10 seconds long each one.
I gotta try that.
That's fine. Well, it might be easier than the 2-hour audio note that you're trying to leave.
I know. I'm working on that. Yeah. So, babes, as you've been doing all these things and putting all this stuff in place, how are you?
So I'm just coming off of my 2-week fast. Okay. And so during my fast is a little bit different than everyone. I know what a religious fast is in the Christian world. So those of you who are listening who are Christians, don't beat me up. I know you're supposed to turn your plate down and all that. All right, I get it. But my fast does not just include food. Mm-hmm. So my fast it included social media and really screen time on the phone and really kind of focusing on God and focusing on me. Mm-hmm. And I was out of pocket for about 2 weeks, and I feel refreshed. I feel revived. I feel good about the direction in which I'm going. The list is still long. It's going to take time to undo all the things that I needed to do for me. Yeah. But I'm working through that list, and Khalil is helping me because there's a lot that, with the marriage that involves him. There's a lot that involves my career and wanting to be, in another space in about 5 years, that sort of thing. So I have goals that if I don't start to think about me, I'll never get there. Yeah. I'll never get there. Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody who's struggling in that area? And you've dropped so many gems, but so for somebody who's listening to this and saying, hey, that's me. I 100% relate, but I don't know where to start. Yeah. Like how to start.
And listen, this is baby steps, okay? And
it's a process.
And folks need to tweak this as they, but I started small, like leaving my phone home and going to TJ Maxx or ShopRite and leaving my phone home. Just for an hour, right? We are so connected to this device. But of course, we have children and we have, oh God, in case of an emergency. We grew up without phones. So emergencies will handle themselves for the hour that you need for yourself. Leave your phone home, go to ShopRite, walk. I don't care if you need something or not. Walk the aisles and just be with yourself.
I love that. Target for me.
Target.
That's usually where I am. I love Target is like a very therapeutic place for me.
For me, it's CVS.
Yeah.
So whatever it is for you, walk the aisles, leave your phone home, and just be with yourself. And just do that for maybe an hour. And then daily try to increase it, or each time you go, increase it to your liking. And start there. And then, for me, it was connected to kind of my connection to God, because I also realized that in the running, I leave the very bare kind of minimum for Him.
Yeah.
I'm talking, okay, yes, I do my workout and worship in the morning, and I, pray at night, and then that's it. Like nothing throughout the day. I mean, I before I was communing with God and talking to Him regularly and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm so engulfed in every and anything else that I don't have time for myself or for Him.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that is a priority for you, the listener, and for me, that's God.
That's God.
That's God.
Yeah.
Then I had to replace all of that stuff, or, get rid of it so that I can put Him in His rightful place.
Yeah.
Right, which is at the center.
Yeah.
And, and what I believe is you seek Him first, and then everything else is added unto you, right? But you don't seek Him first and you try to do everything else, then you don't get Him, and this whole thing is a mess.
A hot mess.
A hot mess.
A hot mess.
Yeah. So I would just say introduce it slowly, try to, detach yourselves from constantly being at the service of people, and start doing more for you. I'm not saying don't do it at all, or don't serve people at all. I'm just saying that you have to put yourself back on that list.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, because I'm going, first of all, I started doing stuff for me, which was scary, because I was never on the list. Now I'm good with doing things for myself. What I realized, I think, in my shutdown, because I'm good at shutting down. I'm better at it now. Mm-hmm. I cope with it a little bit better now. But I think the other thing that I found is that I had almost a bitterness in serving people. And I stopped giving as much, because I felt like I had been either taken advantage of in those areas, or overextended myself in those areas, that there's certain things that are a part of who I am that I stopped doing, even cooking for the kids as much as I did, because there was again, you teach people how to treat you, where the expectation is that. And I think I felt like I had overserved people so much that I was like, dang, I don't,
that
I was
is
started
a thing.
to underserve.
That is
people.
a thing, overserving.
No. So I'm trying to find my happy place of what that looks like. Part of that is still, you guys, this is it's a whole journey. It really, really is.
I want to get back to this bitterness piece, though, if we have just a couple more minutes. Only because you said earlier that there's a way that you had to learn how to ask for help. Yeah. And I remember Khalil telling me, like the first couple of times when I asked, I had an attitude, like, I need help, like not knowing how to ask, because I felt bitter about the fact that I'm doing all of this, over-serving now, right? Nobody's asked me to do most of this. I'm over-serving because I'm over-serving, right? Nobody's demanding anything. There's no gun to my head. Nobody's saying, if you don't do this tomorrow, you're a horrible person. Nothing, right? I'm just over-serving because I feel the need to over-serve. Yeah. And whatever bitterness is associated with not being able to receive back, or folks not being appreciative, or whatever the case is, right? It does, if you're not careful, it does produce a certain bitterness in you. And then when you try to remedy that or recover from it, and you're asking for help, that may come out in a really, so I'm like, all right, will somebody help me? Yeah.
I'm guilty. I mean, look. Yeah. If you can't say,
I get
amen,
it.
Say ouch.
Yeah, it's true.
Ouch. I've been, true. So I'm trying to relearn in definitely a lot of relationships how much to give. Okay. Yeah. And how to be able to not undergive, because I feel like I don't want to feel like that. Yeah. And right? Not overgive. And not overgive. So to find that happy medium. Yeah. So I'm still learning, but I definitely, like Jayden said to me the other day, Ma, you remember when you used to do, and I had to think about how much I was doing for them. But again, the reason, when I go back to the root of why I was overextending myself, had to do with trying to be two people and not just be one. So there's a bitterness in that, because you feel like, dang, if, you know what I'm saying, you had help in those certain situations, but that's bitterness. So it's like, don't punish them. Like, they don't have anything to do with that. How do you love them? Because I do love doing some of that stuff.
Compensating service.
But I was about to say, I'm overcompensating and now under compensating in a certain area, because I kind of feel like, of the weight that I used to carry, and now I'm like, I don't want to carry that anymore. Not anymore. And then
I get
so much rest that you just feel like, I don't want to do that. And I want to do it too with the right heart and motive behind it. So I want to be careful in new relationships as well as present relationships and what that looks like.
And that's the big thing, heart and motive, right? So your heart is big enough for everyone. Include yourself in that.
Yes.
And just make sure that your motive and your intention of serving is in the right place.
That is it.
That's it.
That is it. I love you, sis.
I love you too, sis.
I love when you come through here. It's such a warm, cozy, you know what I mean? Home-like feeling. And the exchange place is that, but it's just, it's different. It just feels like they are fly on our walls.
I love that.
And our conversations.
I love this space.
We talk about.
I don't take it for granted that you invite me into this space. So I love this, and I love what you're doing, and pray God continues to bless you in it. So invite me again, please.
I'm always inviting you, but I'm always very aware and conscious.
See, I just did that. Invite me again.
Yes, but no. See, here's the thing. And Marvin just asked me, like, "Oh, where's Tamara Ben?" And I'm
shout out to Marvin,
Marvin.
Bravery Studios.
Yes. My work husband, my favorite engineer. Just so amazing. But he asked me, and I'm like, I wouldn't. Because I know everything that was kind of not everything that was going on, but just very aware and very present and watching where you were. I wouldn't even have invited you on, not because I didn't want you here, but I don't want to appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
So I'm always careful when I invite you on. I'm
well, and this is perfect timing, right after the sabbatical, right after the fast.
I'm like, what you doing,
I feel good.
Come through.
So please do invite me again.
And bless the people.
Yeah,
I love you, sis.
I love you too, Biz. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See you later.